we've lived all over the place. I remember, I think we did 5 states in 4 years, or it was 4 states in 5 years.
Yeah.
And we've lived mostly in the Midwest for 20 plus years. And we never, ever wanted to live in California because it had this really bad rap. Fair?
Yeah.
And it seems like the bad reputation of California is not just us, but shared by people we know, shared by a lot of you commenting. Because recently I made a transition where I now live in San Francisco 80% of the time, and she lives in Denver 95% of the time. And then I live in Denver the other 20% of the time. Got all that math? Actually, probably 5% of the time we live in the Caribbean.
Maybe.
But anyway, so I wanted to do a video. She doesn't know what this video is about, is what is better, Denver or San Francisco? And so we're going to look at different facets of that. Now, the funny part of this is, originally I was thinking for the video, like, hey, let's do something where you wear a Denver shirt and I wear a San Francisco shirt. But I totally forgot about it, and I have a Squid Game shirt, which, you know, that's San Francisco is kind of like that sometimes. You know, you have to fight to survive.
Okay.
But no planning, you're actually wearing a San Francisco shirt.
Yeah, it was a sweatshirt, and it's cold outside today.
Yeah, and we got those for, those were like $5 each, didn't we?
They're like 10, yeah.
Oh.
But still, it's a good sweatshirt for $10.
It is. I have one too. It's black.
Yeah. It's comfy.
I love black.
I know you do.
All right.
Mine's gray.
That's the intro.
Almost black.
That first time you said that just cracked me up.
Don't give it to you. Wait for you to get it on your own.
Did you find a list?
All right, I have the list. I made a list of things I think that are better in Denver than San Francisco and vice versa. So we're going to see if you can guess them. It's kind of a guessing game. Do you think, well, let me ask you before we start, otherwise this is going to be a weird video.
Exactly.
Do you think anything is better in San Francisco than Denver? You don't have to say what it is. Nothing?
No.
Denver wins in every category.
Yeah. Wow. Well, okay, one thing. I think San Fran has one.
All right, well, don't say what it is yet.
I said one.
Okay. So, we'll start with Denver. What is one thing you give to Denver over San Francisco?
Yeah, the mountains.
The mountains. Ding, that's on my list. All right.
I hope so.
That was actually number 1 on my list.
Okay.
But in fairness, there's Tahoe, which is a few hours away from San Francisco. So
That's not San Francisco, though.
You can get to the mountains, though. We're here, they're 40 minutes away.
I can see them every morning, though.
They are beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. So what's the one thing that San Francisco is better? And I'm pretty sure you're smiling because we already know. Because there's 2 things in life that are so beautiful when you look at them, natural things in the world. One is the mountains, and the other is...
the ocean.
The ocean. San Francisco has the ocean.
But it's not like the Caribbean.
No, it's not the clear waters and...
the warm water.
Yeah, the warm water.
Yeah.
And the bay can be beautiful unless you look directly into the water.
Yeah.
So I have the ocean, of course. Let's go back to Denver. What is something better in Denver than San Francisco?
The weather.
Nah.
I would choose the weather all day long.
So I put the weather under San Francisco.
It depends on what you like. If you like cloudy and foggy...
It's not cloudy and foggy.
You could choose San Francisco.
It was just cloudy and foggy the last time you were there. It is beautiful beyond words up there.
Okay.
So every day in the winter, it's like 68 degrees and sunny.
Raining.
No, that was just...
It rains for like weeks at a time.
That's only like every 5 years. It was an anomaly this year.
Whatever.
No, so the weather is actually better.
He doesn't know, though. He's only been living there
5 months. All right, so you've now named 2 things that were better in San Francisco, the weather and the ocean, and one thing in Denver, the mountains. Let's do another Denver thing to balance it out. And by the way, I have one...
You're wrong.
I have one equal thing, too.
Okay.
But, so if you think you know the equal thing, you can yell that out. But Denver...
Yell it out?
Scream at the top of your lungs. What's one thing that's better in Denver?
Yeah, our house.
Yes, but you can also buy a house like this in San Francisco.
Yeah.
For $20 million.
Exactly.
So I will give that to you. Cost of housing is better in Denver.
Yeah.
So
which is still bad in Denver. But...
Denver is the 10th most expensive city to live in the U.S., and San Francisco is the 2nd most expensive city. Do you know the number 1?
New York?
New York. What? Why? You're a moron. It's New York. See, I have to put up for decades. I have to put up until the sweet release of death.
He lives not at home.
I have 2 homes.
They don't.
Home is where your heart is.
Is it?
All right. So, can you think of anything else for San Francisco?
You'd probably say sports teams, but I like our sports teams here.
So, that was my equal thing. I think both have good sports options. Clearly, we're huge Nuggets and Broncos fans, but as you know, I bought a San Francisco Giants hat because I don't want to support the Colorado Rockies.
I would.
No, I'm going to a Giants game in a few weeks.
I know, I heard.
And we take the Avalanche over the Sharks.
Oh, for sure.
So I wrote, choice of sporting teams equal. So I'll give that to you. I like Denver's better overall, but I just think it's great. They both have NHL, NBA, MLB.
The best part is I don't hate those teams.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
In the San Francisco area.
Yeah. Like I'm a Niners fan.
If it was like a team that I don't like, some like East Coast teams, I'd be really upset if you moved there.
Like where?
Like the Steelers.
I
hate the Steelers.
Well, Pittsburgh sucks. I'm sorry if you live there.
I'm just saying. Like I couldn't get on that wagon of being a fan.
Okay. Although the Broncos play the Niners this year, so
yeah,
we'll be there. All right.
You might not be.
Well, yeah, it may be the Mexico City game, which we're not going to go to that, but otherwise we're going to it.
Okay.
All right. What's something better in Denver? Because we're all even now. We got one equal and 2 for each.
I'm guessing you'd say there's more things to do in San Francisco.
So yes, there are more things to do in San Francisco. So now San Francisco's winning 3-2.
I know. I'm just saying that's what you think.
Yeah, and when we talk about more things to do, they have like 4 or 5 amusement parks within an hour. They have
not
theater.
everybody likes amusement parks.
No, they have theater. They have Fisherman's Wharf.
We've got theater here too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just saying some of the things are
more
even.
options there.
Yeah.
Okay. So 3-2. What's one other thing? In Denver, that's better in Denver.
Traffic.
Traffic is on the list. Yeah. So the Bay Area, Denver's bad. The Bay Area is worse, mainly because it's the Bay. If they have 4 big bridges over the Bay, if they added 3 more, traffic would be fine.
You think?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, a lot of times you're traveling north and south, like on 880 or the 101, because you can't get over the water.
You probably could.
Well, I don't drive in San Francisco.
If you want to...
I'm chauffeured around by my Cybertruck.
Exactly.
I let it drive me everywhere.
It's good.
Okay, so traffic. So now it's 3-3. You can pick either or. What's better in San Francisco or Denver? So I wrote the food cost is better in Denver. It is more expensive there. The other night, I went out with a friend, and we had 1 pizza, 2 beers, and a salad, and it was $70 before tip.
But I thought you said that, like, grocery stores, food was cheaper.
It depends. It's really strange.
Okay.
Yeah, in San Francisco, some of the grocery store food is cheaper, some is not.
Interesting.
So, overall, food cost is cheaper in Denver. And I would also let's tie into that, utilities are much cheaper in Denver. Extremely cheaper.
But you said that doesn't really matter. Gasoline, that's cheaper.
Yeah. Well, we'll put just cost of living. How about that?
Okay.
Cost of living. So not just housing, but cost of living is cheaper. All right. What else?
I don't know.
So Denver, I wrote, here, let me put it in perspective. 2 weeks ago, we flew down to Florida. It was a rough flight for me.
It's only an hour longer than mine.
It was like 6.5 hours on the way back.
Okay.
So I wrote Denver is better because it's more centrally located for air travel. You disagree?
No.
Okay. So that's 5-3. So I'm going to jump back to San Francisco. I think there's more places you can drive to in San Francisco that are close.
Like what?
Tahoe,
Okay.
LA. In Denver, where are you going to drive to?
You say Tahoe, but the mountains are closer here.
Yeah, but they have a lake there. They have Lake Tahoe. You ever heard of that?
Yeah, like up in the mountains.
Reno. Although I heard Reno's trash.
I was going to say, I wouldn't want to go there.
All right. Well, I'm still giving it to
But
him.
Reno is in Nevada.
Nevada, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like 4 hours from San Francisco, I think.
Yeah, you're probably wrong.
Yeah, I'm going to look right now. Drum roll, please.
17 hours.
3 hours and 52 minutes.
I wouldn't go there. Remember that one time I was coming out to visit you, I had a connection in there.
Yeah. and then we changed it.
Good thing.
Better in Denver. I know this is kind of cost of living, but I threw taxes. Income tax. Significant. It's about half of what it is. And that's more Colorado to California.
Oh. Well, that makes me happy.
San Francisco, I put food options. I gave it to them. They have a bigger mecca of food options than they do in Denver.
How's the quality?
That's the problem is, so I'm trying all these new places in San Francisco, and you're going to run into some bad places. Where in Denver, we just go to the places that we like because we've been here for 15 plus years, so we know they're good. But if you think about it, over the last 15 years, there's plenty of places we've tried that will never go again.
Oh, I know, but I feel like people are recommending like certain restaurants.
And they're not as good.
Correct.
That is true.
Yeah, that's
San Francisco people think some food is good, and it's just mid, as our children would say.
Maybe, yeah.
All right, so we have 5 to 6 right now. I have one more for Denver and one more for San Francisco.
Okay.
What do you think they are?
I don't know.
Okay, I'll give you a hint. The rules and regulations in Denver are much better. So 2 examples. Number 1, trash. Here we have 2 trash cans. One is recycle, one is not. In San Francisco, there's like 7. Here you can put a food container. Here you can put a washed out food container. Here you can put plastic. Here you can put recycle if it doesn't have any food remnants on it. So, and another one, guns. Here, I can get any gun I want. There's still a lengthy process to get it and be licensed and to carry.
Yeah.
It's very similar testing, but there's certain guns they won't even allow.
In California?
Yeah. So that's why we haven't taken any guns up there that the government knows about. So, rules and regulations, I think, are better in Denver. Then the last one, and you're going to disagree with me on this, and I'm just talking more about the melting pot, that the diversity of people is better in San Francisco. Yeah, so you get these takes from, because a lot of the people in San Francisco are immigrants, or their parents were immigrants. I would say the people I work with a few hundred people. I would say at least half were either born out of the country or their parents were born out of the country, and they're from all over the world. So I think the diversity of people in San Francisco, which has a lot of benefits, is better than Denver.
Which is maybe a reason why there's so many different, like, restaurant types and stuff like that there.
Yeah. So with that, I think I know the answer, but if you could choose where to live, let's say it on 3. We'll say 1, 2.
Where I want to live or where you want to live?
Where you would want to live. 1, 2, 3, and then say it. That's what we're gonna do. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Caribbean. See what I did there? That was tricky. I don't know. I get to live in both, and I love it. I love both aspects of it. I hate going back and forth. That's annoying, especially knowing, like tomorrow morning I have to get up at 1:30 a.m. Pacific time to do it. But I'm very happy with both. I think San Francisco has this incredibly bad rap. I hear from people, I heard there's homeless people everywhere. I heard there's,
downtown there are.
Depending which, not worse than Denver. Denver's the same. I heard that there's really unreasonable, liberal people there. That's not true.
Probably in certain parts.
In certain parts, yeah.
Which is the same anywhere you go. So.
Well, and I'd say of the hundreds of people I've interacted with there, very few people, I like them all.
Nice.
So I think San Francisco has a bad rap. I certainly think it has some negative things to it, but so does every city when you look at it.
For sure.
If I could choose where to live, I probably would choose Denver. Because while San Francisco has the ocean, the higher cost of housing, like our home in San Francisco would probably be north of $10 million. And that's a very tough pill to swallow.
Yeah.
And then while the ocean is right there, which we love the ocean, and we would give up the mountains for the ocean, don't you agree?
Mm-hmm.
That's
but probably not that ocean.
Not that ocean. Totally agree. So I would choose Denver over that, and especially with how much we travel. I've been doing a lot of trips to the East Coast, and God, that 6-7 hour flight for a domestic flight is really rough. One of the last things I'm going to challenge you, go ahead and comment where you would live of those 2, or where your dream place is to live. And I'm going to challenge you, if you bash San Francisco and you've never been there, which a lot of people in the comments have been doing, then you're stupid for bashing somewhere you've never been.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Okay.
All right. Camera's almost dead.
Okay.
Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Yes, we're still giving away $1,000 statues at every 5,000 subscriber milestone. You have to make sure you're subbed to the channel, you like the video, and then leave a comment. We're going to pick a random comment on a random video and give away those statues. In the meantime, check out some of these other videos and my social media. Talk to you soon. Take care.